Hello there, music friends! Ever since I reviewed Radiant Land by Human Fortress, I'm interested in melodic and power metal again. I haven't been listening to that for a long time. I have been listening to other kinds of metal, mainly progressive metal, and it was nice to dip my toes back into that melodic metal. And recently I came across some amazing albums that are really worth to share with you fine people, you my music friends on LiveProg. So in the coming weeks I'm going to be sharing some of these albums with you, and I have an amazing album to start with.
Hello, we are Scarlet Stories.
And you're watching LiveProg.
The album in this review is this one. Distant is the Sun, The Glorious Return by Vanishing Point. Vanishing Point hail from Australia. And as you can see, well, the artwork is a bit dark. Bring it a little closer, I hope you can see it, because I think it's really cool. Despite the fact that it's dark, I love it very much. If we open it up, well, there's a little bit more. Now, you have that annoying sticker here, as you can see. I hate them. I really do, because they're really stuck on the jewel case. So please, AFM Records, if you see this review, please find another way to get these stickers on it, because they're a bitch to take off and they ruin the artwork. And well, I know it's advertisement and you want to give, well, the people who see this album a quick idea of what the album is about. Alright, that quick idea then, because then they wouldn't put it on for nothing. It says here, powerful, unique, outstanding melodic metal with touches of power, progressive metal and AOR. Well, that covers basically everything. Well, okay, you know enough about this album. My review is done. See you guys! I won't do that easy, because I have a little more to tell about this album. First, a little bit about the band Vanishing Point. As I said, they are from Australia. This is their glorious return. I'll tell you why. The band was founded in the early 90s. It took them a couple of years, but in 1997 they released their debut album called In Thought. They released a couple of more albums. Then in 2007 they released the fourth season, and after that it became quiet. In the meantime, the band had built up a very solid live reputation, and after that they also did play some shows, but no more albums, and it became very quiet. Then, fortunately, now we have a new album 7 years after their last CD called The Fourth Season. I have to be honest here, I completely missed the previous albums. This is the first time I hear of this band and of this album. Still, when I listened to this album and I looked up on YouTube, I looked the band up, I listened to some samples, I compared what I heard with what I heard on this album, and I can say a glorious return to the metal stage, because this album is awesome. Really, it's awesome. I really enjoy listening to it. If I put it on and every time I play the album again, I am amazed of how well it sounds. And if I just look at the production side, the quality of the sound, I say, wow, this is absolutely a top-notch album. The album was mixed and mastered by Sebastian Leverman, who incidentally also mixed and mastered the album by Human Fortress. Nice coincidence, this man has also a band where he is in as a singer and guitar player, Orden Ogan. I recently discovered that band and I hope I can feature that band as well. Also pretty cool. Again, he mixed and mastered this album, so I gotta say, absolutely fantastic quality. Then the music. Now, of course, that sticker, I mentioned it, it covers everything. It is metal, absolutely. It is heavy metal. It is very melodic. That is one of the things I really like about this album. It can be really nice and heavy. There are crunchy riffs in it, nice double bass action here and there are a couple of faster songs on the album. But overall, it is very melodic. There are amazing orchestrations on it, amazing keyboards on it, fantastic guitar solos. Wow, when I listen to the guitar solos already in the title track of the album, Distant is the Sun, when you hear that solo, it is really fantastic. I love that very much. I really enjoy the guitar work here in this album, but also the vocals. Silvio Massaro, that is the singer of this band, and he has a fantastic voice, very powerful, very clear. I really like his range, I really like the way he sings. There are a lot of really cool harmonies on the album. If you like your music heavy, you know, with some nice shredding guitar in it, double bass action, but still very melodic and powerful singers, well, you gotta have this album for sure.
Dare to dream, dare to see, your favorite path is falling. Forever to lie, why deny? Open your eyes to what is real. Inside I walk through the fire in you. When truth dies in life.
There's so much more about this album. As you know, I don't always go in depth. I'm not gonna break down all the songs to tell you how they are composed and everything, but there are a couple of songs that really stood out for me, despite the fact that, you know, the whole album from start to finish is really fantastic to listen to. The first track that stood out for me was Circle of Fire, the fifth track on the album, because there vocalist Silvio Massaro does a duet with Tony Kakko from Sonata Arctica. Now it's interesting, when I was doing my research on Vanishing Point, I always want to know a little bit more about the band, especially if it's the first album I hear of them. I noticed that there is this connection between Vanishing Point and Sonata Arctica. It turns out that Sonata Arctica once covered a song of this band, which is really cool, of course. They shared vocalists on stage in the past, and now they share the vocal duties on the album. And this song stands out because of the vocals. Also musically, it is a fantastic song because it has an amazing guitar solo in it. And well, as I said, I really love the guitar solos on this album. The guitars are done by Porcianko and James Meyer, and I gotta tell you, these guys know their instrument. When you listen to this album, you will, it's finger licking good, these solos. It's really fantastic. So guitar wise, everything is covered, orchestrations are covered, and also the vocals are covered. But we have a few more members, of course. We have also Simon Best, bass player, and Christian Natiovo on the drums. The rhythm section again stands out. Well, throughout the album they really provide some solid rhythms there, but also there are a couple of more fast-paced tracks. For example, Era Zero, track number 9, and the penultimate track, Walls of Silence, track number 13. Well, Walls of Silence is absolutely not a silent song. It's definitely one of the heavier songs on the album. There we have some rhythm section muscle. Very good, I really liked it very much, and it gives the album a little more, you know, it spices up things a little bit. Another song that stood out for me is let's call it a bit of a power ballad. Think of the 80s rock bands, those kind of sounds. Let the River Run. That is a very catchy song as well. Every time I listen to it, you know, at a certain point you find yourself singing along with that song. A couple of other songs as well, but that song in particular is very catchy, has a really nice chorus in it, also has a fantastic guitar solo. Wow, I can't stress that enough. There are so many fantastic guitar solos on this album that I really, awesome, absolutely. What else do I have? There are a couple of other songs that I really need to mention. Story of Misery, that is also what you might call a ballad, not exactly a love song, a Story of Misery. The songs on this album all deal about life. It's not really a concept album, but life of course is enough inspiration to base a lot of songs on, so you always have some interesting points to use in your lyrics. The Story of Misery really has these amazing twin guitars, and there you have Chris Porcianko and James Meyer again. You know, guitar heaven. Absolutely, that track is guitar heaven. You know, throughout the album, I'm really impressed by how they sound, but it's not a guitar-dominated album. I mean, all the instruments are really nice in balance with each other, and that creates this fantastic sound. Another song, again with the vocals, Silvio, Massaro, and some really beautiful piano. The interesting part is when I was looking up the credits in the album and the lineup, there is no keyboard player mentioned, but it does say at a certain point that Chris Porcianko composed the orchestration. So I also think he played them or programmed them, whatever, but they sound really fantastic on this album. But in that song I was talking about, and I didn't mention it, track number 12, Handful of Hope, there's this really nice piano opening and then these really amazing vocals. Another standout song for me. The last track, and not just the last track I want to mention, but the last track on the album as well, track number 14, is also something that stands out because it is an instrumental song. Now, when you have such an amazing vocalist, it might sound a bit strange to end the album with an instrumental song, but I can see the logic in that because you have 13 amazing tracks where track number 13 ends quite heavy, and then you have that really beautiful, almost acoustic last track called April. And it really calms you down. But this song really kind of fades out in a certain way. It really becomes softer and softer until you have a few moments of silence. And then it dawns to you like, wow, I've been listening to this awesome album and now it's over. I want to have more. You know, that's the idea, at least I got when I listened to the album and came to that last track. Now, I think that is really fantastic. As I said, I really find this an awesome album. I'm really happy I had a chance to listen to these guys. I'm really happy they're back. I'm really happy they didn't decide, you know, what the heck, we're gonna do something else. No, they still kept on working hard on getting Vanishing Point back. And I think they have surpassed their previous work, at least from the bits and pieces I have heard. This album really stands above all their previous work. This is a phenomenal album. For that reason, I never thought I would do that, but I am giving this album a 10. I'm really giving this album a 10 because this album deserves it. When it comes to melodic metal, it is a killer album. It has beautiful melodies, it is well performed, well composed. You will love it, absolutely. So check it out. The end. Have you been following Vanishing Point from the start? Have you missed them while they were gone, and are you happy they're back? Let me know as a comment on my YouTube channel. And while you're there, click on the subscribe button. Of course, you can always visit my website, liveprog.com. And if you want to stay up to date with all the latest news and everything to come on LiveProg, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And I hope you will see me at a new review.